Hey guys, thanks for going on this nerd journey with me. If you want your episodes ad-free, go to makemeanerd.com/join and hit that button.
Hooked on you, baby, you're golden. Time moves, I never noticed. Just can't get enough. Got me wonderstruck.
Hello everyone and welcome to Make Me a Nerd. I'm Mandy Kaplan, a mainstream Swiftie who's obsessed with things like housewives and fantasy football. And I'm on a mission to explore the other side. All things sci-fi, fantasy, nerd hobbies that people get into. And I have a return guest to help me on my mission today. He is a television editor and the father of my child. Our child, I guess. There are test results that we have not received.
Oh, we received them. I just didn't open them.
Okay. You guys, Jeremy Klavens is back on the podcast.
I'm back.
Woo. Hi.
Hi. Long time no see.
I know, from the kitchen 3 minutes ago
Yeah.
to live on the pod.
Yeah, feels good.
You have been hesitant, I would say, when I ask about coming on the podcast because I feel like you love a lot of shows and a lot of nerdy shows, but
Yeah.
you didn't feel like you could really nerd out with any
Yeah,
strong point of view. Is that accurate?
that's completely accurate. The last time I was on was for Game of Thrones, which I was an extreme nerd about and for. And yeah, since then, I love a lot of things. I love a lot of shows, but it's been hard to find something that is that gets me passionate.
Mhm.
But today's topic does.
Yes. Can I talk to you for a second? No
Over
one's
here?
listening.
Over
Yeah.
here?
Oh, can
Yeah.
I see you over here?
Yeah.
Um,
What's up?
you've been on the podcast for 2 minutes and you haven't told me I'm pretty, and I
Mm.
think that that's a problem.
Um,
Hello,
okay.
everybody, and welcome to Make Me a Nerd.
Gosh, you're so pretty.
Oh, you didn't have to say that.
How'd you get so pretty?
That's my husband. Okay. Enough of this personal BS. We have 10 episodes of the Great Pottery Throwdown to discuss.
Yeah.
You chose season 4. This is a show that I have walked through. We have a room where Jared eats his lunch during his workday and he watches TV. And I've walked through for months and months and months and seen the Great Pottery Throwdown. And I've always said, British and boring, not interested. So how did you come to discover it? And what do you love about it?
So my two friends, Jess and Jillian. Jess has been on the show before. We have done pottery classes together. A couple years ago, for somebody's birthday, we got a pottery class. The three of us did it. I think we've done 2 or 3. I can't remember. And so we all really love the idea of pottery.
Mm-hmm.
And this show was recommended to me by them, and they said, "Oh, Jerry, you're going to love this show. It's pottery. It's British and boring," which is a positive. And so it took me a while to come to it because I guess I thought, like, really, we're going to watch people throw pots? Kind of lame. How do you make a TV show out of that? And they said, "Oh, I see where you're going with this, man." But they really encouraged me to give it a try, and I did, and I fell in love instantly.
Now, it is similar in tone to the Great British Bake Off,
Yes.
but we tried that one and we were like, meh. We just didn't
Yes.
jump on it the way the world has.
Well,
So
and
why?
there's a reason for that
Oh,
that I've learned. So we tried season 1 of Great British Bake Off, which, again, Jess and Jillian got me into
yes.
that show as well, and they said, "Don't watch the first season." I can't even. They may have even said, "Don't watch the first 2 seasons." I can't remember,
Whoa.
but they said it gets a lot better, and it does. That's another show that I've started and truly love as well. And I think you and I just watched the wrong season,
Okay.
and so, but they are very similar shows.
Yes.
I don't know if they're produced by the same company, but I wouldn't be surprised because the structure is exactly the same. The style is exactly the same. the feel of the show
Right.
is exactly the same.
And you and I are big Top Chef nerds,
Yeah.
and Top Chef used to be negative, and I watch a lot of other reality shows where there is a lot of trash talking and
Hmm.
trying to cut people down. This has zero of that energy.
Absolutely zero. That's one of the things that I love so much about it, and Bake Off, is that it is truly these amateur people um, doing something they love together. And yes, it's a competition, but they are all so supportive of each other. They learn from each other. They help each other.
So why can't we be that way in our marriage?
That's the thing. I don't think it's possible.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. You're just not a good enough person.
Check Check me out on my other podcast, Looking for Love. Uh,
um,
no, this possesses all of those wonderful qualities:
yeah.
positivity, support, creative collaboration. It's great.
And on top of that, I know you said British and boring,
Hmm.
but there is a positive to that. There is a like a hominess, a coziness about these British shows. That is, I like hanging out there. I like being in that environment, being
Yeah.
with these people, um, and I think that's an asset
Okay.
that it's British and a little not salacious and not um, chaotic or
Splashy and
splashy.
fast
There's
paced.
no
Yeah.
like cliffhangers at the end of an act.
Right.
It's yeah.
So why season 4?
I picked season 4 for a reason, but I also second guess it. So I've watched 5 seasons. I think there's 7 or 8 maybe.
Okay.
I loved season 1 and I thought about picking that. It's fun and the host is great. Season 2 was not my favorite. It just in terms of the Potters, I thought
Hmm.
the talent was not as great as the other seasons I've seen. And I was going to pick either season 4 or season 5. And I'm feeling like maybe I should have picked season 5, but season 4 that's the one that I love because I thought the talent was really great. There were a lot of different types of contestants.
Hmm.
There are some of the personalities I just truly fell in love with them, and I thought you would too. So
Well,
that's
and
why
it
I picked it.
started with a cheese challenge, and I wrote,
Yeah.
"Oh, you do love me,"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
because y'all, I am a cheeseaholic. So I was
Right.
happy to see them having to create cheese sets as their first challenge.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and the tone is very cheeky. The host, remind me her name,
So they've changed hosts many
Siobhan.
times.
Right,
This is Siobhan McSweeney, who,
McSweeney. Okay,
if people have watched Dairy Girls, she played the head nun, I guess, or the head. I think she was a nun, yeah, at the school, and she was
okay,
wonderful in that.
okay.
Um,
But she comes out and does a little like character monologue for every episode. Like, here I
it's
am in a
just yeah,
costume and I'm making it cheeky.
yeah, just a
Uh,
little intro to what
yeah,
the show is, what the theme for that week is.
right. And I want to talk about these contestants because they are everything in a reality show like this. So you get invested in
Absolutely.
their stories. First of all, across the board, they're all extraordinary people. They're all caregivers,
Hmm.
nurses, created a nonprofit foundation. Like all of them are
Yeah.
so kind, it seems.
Yes.
Um, and it's hard to get to know them as rapidly as I wanted to, but I have some initial impressions of some of them.
Okay.
Just my first thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
So, for anyone who has watched season 4 of Great Pottery Throwdown, I think you will agree Lee, he's bald,
Hmm.
he's like a giddy Rob Corddry.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Looks so much like
Giddy
him.
British Rob Corddry.
Yes, I wrote Shen Yu. Clearly, she's a model. And then I found out I was right.
Hmm.
Nailed that one. Oh, you don't like that.
What? No, no, I love it. You're right. She is
Stunning.
very Model-esque. She's very
Yeah.
pretty, and yeah, she is a model.
So then they introduced Jody. Pete,
Yeah.
put up that picture of Jody for me, please. And they look at Jody, and the actual judges say, oh, you know who you look exactly like? Do you remember?
Yeah, and she said, "Can I say it?"
Yes.
Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And she
they're all
does.
wrong. Nope,
Oh,
they're all wrong.
I know what you're gonna say.
You don't.
I do.
I cracked the code.
Okay,
So
what is it?
here's a secret about my husband. He's specific about mouths. And whenever we talk to anybody, we
Mhm.
walk away and he said, didn't he kind of have the same mouth as blank?
Yeah,
And
I'm very specific about mouths.
he's very
Yeah.
specific about mouths. So she has Frances McDormand mouth. And she looks a lot like a young Frances McDormand. And you're all looking at the picture. You
Hmm.
can all see I'm right. It's not Alanis Morissette. Oh, I feel good.
Um, I mean, I guess I can see it. I can see it a little bit, but it is Alanis Morissette. It is, and a little of our friend Abby Fabian.
Oh,
That's who I thought you were going to say.
no.
Um,
Uh,
well, go ahead.
well, I was going to continue. Or do you want to talk about Jodie or?
Well, one thing about Jodie is that she is Scottish. She's very hard to understand.
Yes. Well, I
And
watched with subtitles because I found a few of them hard to understand.
yeah, it's a good thing to put the subtitles on if you are an American,
Mhm.
because there are lots of different UK accents going on.
Yes.
Um,
Wales, I think she might be. Anyway,
oh, yeah, Welsh. Isn't that what I said? Welsh,
you said
Scottish,
Scottish.
whatever. Don't correct me.
Okay. It's my podcast. I can do whatever I want.
That's true. You can.
I can mute you. Okay.
Oh boy.
So, Pete, pop up that picture of Irina. She is the porny Potter.
Well, you're being a little unfair.
I'm just
You
going off of my initial
right,
impressions.
right.
Yeah,
That's how she does look a little porny, or
a
like a
little.
little former porny,
Yeah.
right?
She looks
Um,
porny.
yeah.
Henry, Pete, could you put up the picture of Henry? He looks like the British Buddy Hinton. Do you remember? The bully from the Brady Bunch. Like, if he grew up,
Oh God, that's
that's
really
what he would look
funny.
like.
Oh my God, that's very funny. For anybody under 48, you won't get that, but go check out Brady Bunch, streaming now on.
Yes, wherever
Yeah.
you can stream. And then the last one is Pete. Pete, if you could put up the picture of Peter. He reminded me so much of the guy who played Joe in Love Actually. Bill Nye is the rock god, and he's got
Oh
this
yes.
assistant, and he's like, turns out
Yeah.
I'd rather be here with you than with anybody because
Yeah.
I love you.
Peter, I love Peter.
Mhm.
So for those who haven't watched the show, you can see the picture probably now, but he is the oldest contestant on this season, I believe. He is probably in his 60s. And he is just such a joy. He has the biggest smile on his face, a twinkle in his eye, and I feel like, and I hope that he was like everybody's father figure on that show.
Yeah.
I really love Peter, and he reminds me. I kept trying to place who he reminds me of, and I could
It's
never
the Love
quite get
Actually
it.
guy.
But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
So
one.
one thing about season 4 that I find interesting and triggering is that they are in a bubble. It is high
Yes.
COVID times.
Yeah, it
So
is
they make a point.
during the pandemic. Yeah.
Right. So they make a point of letting us know, which I appreciate. We have all been completely bubbled up. No
Mhm.
one is leaving or coming, so that
Yeah.
made me feel better. And it explains why this cast got very close. The first elimination, they were all crying like
Yeah.
immediately. And it's because it's not your normal
Right.
competition show.
They had been together for 10 weeks or whatever it was already before they started filming because of quarantine. So
Mhm.
they really had gotten to know each other. I'd also would love to know what they did during that time. Like,
Right.
were they all in the pottery together,
Well,
trading secrets and whatever? But
I
yep.
think they got their assignments. Like they clearly had time to draw these sketches beforehand. So they knew all their assignments when they got there.
Yeah, I can't remember if that happened in the first season or second season. I do. At some point, they started doing that, so it's not just for COVID times.
Mhm.
They clearly give the assignments ahead of time because there's a lot of research and planning and drawing and whatever
Right.
that goes into what they call the main makes. Well, one thing, can we just stop for a second and
Yeah,
explain the show, like the structure of the
sure.
show for people who don't know? So every episode, uh, they have what's called a main make, which again, they get the assignment ahead of time, and they get, a certain amount of time to do the first part of the main make. And because it's pottery, there's drying times, there's firing times where they put it in the kiln. So they have to take a break. They can't just do the whole thing at once. So they get the first part of their main make done. And then there's always a second challenge while the main make is drying or firing. And that challenge is one of two things. It's either called a spot test or a throwdown challenge. And those are not planned. Those are just, here's what we're going to do. And I assume they call it the spot test because it's like on the spot. Here's what you got to do. And then the throwdown is one of the hosts or judges rather, uh, give them a little tutorial on the wheel right in front of them, of how to do something. And then they, have an hour to do that challenge.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the show is the
Then we go
finishing
back to the main makes
yeah,
and
exactly. And
Yeah.
then there's judging, and somebody gets sent home, somebody gets Potter of the Week. And that's the
So
structure of the show.
it's just in reverse, like the quick fire challenge on Top Chef
Yeah.
comes first and then they do the main challenge. It's just they put it in the middle as like an intermission here. So I am not sure. I wrote, why is Keith, is that his name, the judge?
Yeah.
Why is Keith crying at Jody's dark desert highway? And then I kept watching and we'll get to it. But unfortunately, the episode 2, Suze said,
Yes.
yummers.
Huh.
So I stopped watching the show and I threw our TV out the window.
Sure. I don't remember that,
Oh.
but I understand that reaction completely.
Very upsetting.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first episode. It was a lot because there are 10 of them, 10 contestants, right? No, 12.
12. There's 12.
12 contestants. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of action and someone's
Yeah.
running to the hot room and drying room and
That's
it
the
was
drying room. Yeah.
I call it a hot box. It's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
I feel like this could get sexy.
Okay.
Make Me a Nerd hasn't really gone there yet. The Man Cave went there a lot.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Shout out
Let's
Mandy
talk
Cave.
about it.
I want to talk about the hot box.
Well,
I do want to ask you this. Can I see you over here for a second?
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it turn you on when they
Yes.
show the hands in the clay on the wheel?
Yes.
And is it just because of Ghost, or is it just a very sensual thing? Because I get a little turned on when I see the hands on the clay.
Yeah. Pottery. So one of the reasons why I love this show, like I said, I've taken some pottery classes, and I am by no means an expert potter, but I love it. I love throwing on the wheel, and your hands are, it is going to get a little sexy. Your hands are wet and you're molding the clay, and it'll do whatever you want it to do.
And often phallic shapes as
very
they're
phallic shapes.
Very phallic.
Yeah. But yes, it is a very sensual thing. Not necessarily in a sexy way, but it is very sensual to have this clay in your hands and you're working it. And it's sexual. It's definitely sexual.
Yeah.
But yes, there is that quality to it, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch them. Like, there's also a technique when you first put the clay on the wheel. You have to center the clay so that what you are trying to accomplish is even all the way around the pot. And centering the clay is its own thing, but it is an interesting technique where you throw the ball of clay on the wheel, and then you have to like push it up into this phallic shape, and then you push it all the way back down again. That's just the technique. I think that helps get rid of the air bubbles and I don't know, stuff like that. But that's
It's
why
foreplay.
they do that. It's foreplay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we can go back to the podcast. Now that we've had our sexy sidebar.
Okay.
I liked the challenge. They made a cheese thing. Lee's was my favorite. He put little bees on his
Hmm.
do you remember he had
Hmm.
little bees? And I like
Yeah.
Lee's bees the best. Did you have a
Lee's
personal
Bees.
favorite?
I don't know if I had a personal favorite for the cheese set, but it was an interesting challenge that, they had to make. It wasn't just like a cheese tray. They had
Mhm,
to make like four different pieces,
mhm.
a plate and a cover and, all this stuff. So it's not an easy challenge.
Yeah,
Um, I don't remember if I had a favorite, but at that point, I'm just trying to learn who everybody is.
right.
Did you have any favorite people at this point?
Not at no, not at this
Okay.
well, I mean, instantaneously, obviously, Adam. I
This
wrote,
is,
obviously,
yeah,
my favorite, gay, adorable, and he kayaks with his pug.
yeah.
You
That,
don't get cuter.
okay. So now I can say it. Adam is why I picked this season
Yes, good
because I
call.
thought you would really be drawn to him. I certainly was. I find him so charming,
Ugh,
so lovely.
blue
Um,
eyes, like, he's just a dream.
he's a looker for
Yeah,
sure, and he's very talented.
very. So he became my favorite by episode 4, 5, 6, and he flew under the radar, which was upsetting to me. Every week I was like, "He had the best one," and
He
every week
he
they were
got
like,
robbed.
"Meh." Yeah,
Yes, he definitely got robbed. If can we go to episode 2 or
let's do it.
so episode 2 is a slab building challenge, which is you don't throw on the wheel, you roll out slabs of clay, and then you hand build those together into a structure. And this was
3D buildings
3D buildings, yeah.
with a
So
light fixture.
it could be anything you wanted. And then yes, the idea was that you had to put a light fixture inside the building, so your building had to have windows so that the light could be seen, but not necessarily to see the bulb itself. It was, it's a difficult challenge to be able to do that.
And in this episode, Henry said, "Measure twice, cut once," and
Hmm.
I wrote it down because you taught me that.
Oh, yeah, that's a saying.
Yes,
That's a
and you
saying,
are
especially in, yeah,
a handy guy, and you know what
handy
you're
guy.
doing, and when I get a little bam bam and I'm like,
Mm,
"Can't you just hammer the nail into the thing, or can't you just," and you're like, "No, measure
right,
twice." So,
exactly.
I get it. Jody is a nurse and a triathlete.
Hmm.
All of these people make me feel like a talentless, lazy piece of poop.
Yeah, and listen, there's something to be said about that. That maybe you need to no, um, you are none of those things. But um, one thing I love about this show, and this has to, it's the same with Bake Off as well, is they are all regular people. None of them seem uh, super wealthy or
Right.
highly successful, driven people. They
They're
all live
middle
these,
class.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I love that. And they seem to be people who, yes, middle class. They they have middle class jobs that they generally like. They then spend their time, and maybe this is a European thing more than an American thing, but they seem to have a great work life balance
Mhm.
where they spend their time doing things they love, like pottery.
Mhm.
And I don't, there's something I think we can all learn a lesson from that.
Yeah.
Um, that there's really something to be said about like living your life, doing the things you love, not necessarily letting the world get you down, but taking control of your life and doing what you want to do with that time that you have. And I know that's a little deep for the pottery show, but
Can I see you over here for a minute?
I'm still over here. Um, so this challenge, I thought really, I thought there were some amazing builds in this challenge. The two that really stood out to me were Sal, who made a mill. So
Mhm.
she lives in Cornwall, I believe. Um, and there's this old mill that she walks by every day with her dogs.
Right.
And she brought that thing to life, like
Yeah. Sal's
brickwork.
really talented.
Oh my God. She had
Yeah.
different materials, like there was wood, there was brickwork, there was different colors of brick where like
Mhm.
the wind or the weather had changed the color of it. And I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah. Uh, I wrote, "I love Adam's garden, but is that a building?" I loved it, but I was like,
Yeah.
I think he made like a little mushroom house or something. It didn't quite
Oh,
look like a building.
see, this is okay. So you and I differ on this. This is where I said he was robbed because I thought he made like a fantasy building. It
Hmm.
it looked like something out of
A
some
fairy tale.
a fairy tale. It had like tiny little mushrooms growing out of the sides of this almost like hill like building,
Hmm.
like where a Smurf would live or where Bilbo Baggins would live or something like that. And it
I
to
get the
me,
Bilbo Baggins reference now.
right, because you're such a nerd now.
Such a nerd.
Um, to me, that building, and they even said it when they judged it, they're like, everywhere you look, there's something different to see. He had like a little clothesline with tiny little clothes hanging on
I
it.
know. I wrote, I love Adam's Garden. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't good. I just don't think he followed the directive
Mm,
to make a building.
interesting. I that did not occur to me. To me, I was like, that one should win. That's the most creative. It is so intricate and delicate, and the light coming out of it was exquisite.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
so I thought
He
he
was
should have
robbed.
won. Yeah. I thought Sal's was fantastic, but
Is
I
that who
really,
won? She's so
yes.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so talented. So she won. Um, and then, oh, let's talk about Alon.
Okay.
So Alon
Alon,
is,
the Israeli Jonas brother?
yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Hmm.
He's the youngest
Oh,
contestant.
Pete, I'll send you a picture of him too. Let's
Yeah.
make that happen.
Um, what was your take on him?
He was weird. He did weird stuff. There were
Yeah.
whales and everything, and he had a
Yeah.
different sensibility that wasn't my sensibility, but I imagine he could have spoken to a lot of people that would have said, "He's a genius. He's a mad genius."
Yeah. Uh, the what I think of Alon is he's so creative. He always was thinking outside the box and doing what he wanted to do, what really drove him creatively. And I think that's so um, impressive, especially
Mhm.
for somebody that young. But almost every time he kind of failed.
Yes.
Like,
They called
so
this one an absolute disaster.
yeah,
And that was the only negative thing I had heard on this show so far. Episode 2,
yeah,
Keith let that fly, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so they are gonna call it like it
yeah.
is."
Well, again, the idea was to build a building or a structure, and he built a whale with
Yes.
a structure on it.
Yeah.
So um but yeah, I mean, his creativity is great, but um his imagination, I think, is greater than his talent at that point in his life. Now it's probably 4 years later, but I'd be interested to see what he's doing now.
Oh, you didn't
And
look up.
no, I didn't, because I don't
Oh.
want to ruin any future seasons that I haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
um but
I
I really respected him, but I kept wanting to be like, it's too soon.
Yeah,
You don't know enough yet.
yes. Um, so far, I think this podcast is going really well, and I'm just so amazed that you could sit in a chair and talk into a microphone. I'm sorry. Why is Keith crying all the time?
Oh, it's my favorite part of the show.
This judge, every other piece that gets put in front of him, he does that. He bursts into tears.
Yeah.
And Jared thought I was really crying because I'm an actor.
Mm.
And
No.
but it when it first happens, the first person is like, "Oh my god, I made him cry."
Right.
And then the second person's like, "I made him cry." But then it loses all its meaning.
I disagree completely.
Bring it.
Um, so Keith, I, I love Keith so much, and it's because he's this like big lug of a guy who, I don't know, if you saw him on the street, you'd be like, oh, he's a plumber, or he's like, I don't know, something rough, something, I don't know what, but like, you wouldn't think that he's a potter. Like, he
Mhm.
makes pottery for a living, and he is an expert at it. I mean, he is
Mhm.
so accomplished and so good. Um, and he's this, he's this big guy who none of it is fake. He does not fake that.
Mhm.
He is truly moved by these pieces. And it's not only just like how they look, he'll pick something up and the weight of it makes him cry because it's like so perfectly weighted or so perfectly constructed, and he gets overwhelmed. Listen, you asked me to make a toast at a wedding or something, I won't be able to get through it because I will just I'll
Fish
get
dance.
choked up and okay, I'll get choked up and I'll start crying and I just can't get through it.
Yeah.
And it's that'll happen every single time, and it's because
In the
I'm
show
so
notes,
overcome.
I'll put a link to our wedding vows to prove to
Oh
everybody.
my god, I
You
couldn't.
sobbed. We
Yeah,
both did. But
well, yeah, and
I
and
know, but
Keith is like that.
every
He's truly overwhelmed. He is.
I'm not
It.
accusing him of
Yeah.
being phony at all. I just think if I were like, well, I made him cry, but I've seen him cry at 17 pieces before my piece, it would lose
Yeah,
its import.
yeah. I mean, it's not a shock that he cries, and it's not that hard to get him to cry for
Right.
sure.
Right.
So, and I don't know. Maybe if you had started with season one, you would see that grow a little bit, or I don't know, but like to me, it is so endearing because he loves it all so much, and he's so inspired. Like with Peter later in the season, Peter kind of develops a little bit more
Yeah.
and really comes on and does some really wonderful stuff. Whereas he was a little shakier at first, and Keith, a couple of times, he's like, "You inspire me."
Mhm.
Like the way that you've developed is inspiring, and I love that Keith is like that. You would never,
I like
I,
Keith. It's not,
yeah,
it's just, as I just said, if you're not the first person to make him cry, you catch on real quick that it's not as meaningful.
yeah. I mean, I think, but see, that's where I disagree with you. It is meaningful because he truly means it.
Mhm.
It is truly moving for him, and whether that happens once or 12 times, it's still the same reaction. I don't know. That's how I see it. I find
This
it so
episode brought
endearing.
to you by divorce
Tears.
lawyers. Um, well, this is I don't remember meeting Rose in the first episode, but we do
Mm,
meet Rose in this episode,
mhm.
and they are the person that has to handle all of the pieces and put them in the kilns, I think, or in
Yes.
the
Yeah.
hot box or
That
whatever.
they're the technician.
They
So
are the NFL kicker because if they mess it up,
oh yeah.
the pressure of that job, poor Rose.
Well, it's interesting because I don't I feel like maybe there was an episode early in a different season where there was a problem with the kiln and things went awry. But
Mhm.
but I feel like that never really happens.
That was my question. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen an episode where Rose had to come out and go, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry I dropped
No.
this in transit,"
No.
or
No. Not
could you
that not in
imagine?
my remember. Um yeah, not that I remember. And what I do wonder though is when pieces break in the kiln, um, do does anybody think that it was the technician's fault?
Right.
I mean,
I
they're not
would
going to
you
play
would
that,
wanna lay blame. They didn't yeah, they would
right?
just say, "I guess I made that too thin, and
Yeah,
that's why it broke." They would never accuse poor Rose,
right.
who's, doing the Lord's work, but I was fascinated by that job because when
Yeah,
we watch football, we always talk about, "Oh, it's gotta suck to be the kicker." That's
right.
your one job, and
Yeah,
you could be a hero or
a zero.
ruin yes. Um, I get why you fall asleep watching it. It is very soothing and
Hmm.
calm, bordering on boring for me, but
Sure, I get
not
that.
quite. Uh, can we move on to Fruit Bowls, episode
Yeah,
3?
sure.
Yes. I the two male hosts, Rich and Keith,
Yeah. Oh, Rich, love Rich too.
I love them both, but
And
they
actually,
do
fun fact: Rich used to have Rose's job. So in the first
oh,
2 seasons, it was Keith and a different judge,
mhm,
and I'm pretty sure I'm getting the timing of that right. And Rich was the kiln technician,
okay,
um, and then he became one of the judges. And I love him so much. He has such a warm,
yeah,
lovely energy. He's so he's just so supportive, and he really sees what people are trying to do and encourages them. He's wonderful. I love him.
I agree. That is how I would describe both judges. But I don't like when they do a 3-minute scene of the two judges every episode, right? Like, you know what could go wrong in this? I'm concerned that maybe the paint won't dry. And it's boring and stupid. We know you're concerned and it feels like filler. And here's where I noticed episode 3 was just as long as episodes 2 and
Sure.
1. Why aren't they getting shorter if there are fewer contestants?
Well, you
And
don't work
that's
in
a problem.
television, darling.
I don't, well,
Yeah, every show has to be the same length.
so therefore there's more filler. They're
Yes, there's
stretching things out.
of
And
course.
yes, and
Just
I
like in
find that
just like
tough.
in Top Chef, that every episode is well not they're not exactly the same anymore because of streaming. But generally speaking, when you work on a show, every episode has to be the same amount of time. And
I get
so
that.
yeah, if there are fewer contestants, now you can spend more time with each contestant and you have these
3-minute scenes of the two guys standing over pottery discussing what could go well and what could go
well,
wrong. And
I mean,
that
it's a
I fast forwarded all those.
sure. It's a little I get what you're saying. It's a little phony and it's a little fillery,
Mm,
but there are things to learn in those scenes. One is sometimes they talk about the history of a certain type of pottery or decoration, um, which I enjoy.
mhm.
And they say, oh, this kind of pottery started 100 years ago and it's a real challenge because it's a different kind of clay that they're working with,
Right.
or you know, we're asking them to do such and such, and that is hard because the timing or the whatever it is.
But
There are
we end up
different things.
learning that. So it is redundant because we do end up
Mm,
learning those things throughout the episode where a contestant's like, I've never worked with this
hmm
kind of clay and it takes longer. And so just having them stand and discuss it, I could do without.
Well, yeah, I view it as a chapter marker
Hmm.
that it's a little break from being in the pottery,
Hmm.
and it's a almost like a little intro paragraph
Hmm.
to the next section, the next act that we're going to see.
A
Um,
prologue.
yeah, and it kind of breaks up the episode a little and gives it a little structure. So I see why they do it in terms of television,
Hmm.
and it makes sense to me. And I like seeing them not always in the pottery and seeing them not always, as judges, but in the back room wherever they are discussing pottery, or even when when something the potters are constructing stuff, and Keith and Rich will kind of have a little sidebar
Hmm.
and they'll say, I'm a little worried about uh, Adam. He seems to be taking on too much, or
Too good
um,
looking.
or he's just too good looking for this
Yeah.
kind of clay. Um, you know,
But
um,
wait, you're calling it the pottery. Is that the room they all work in?
yes, yes, they are in the
Oh,
pottery.
look at me learning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that right. Um, so I disagree. I like those scenes,
Okay.
but I do understand that they can be feel a little superfluous.
Episode 3 is fruit bowls. Did I say
Yes,
that?
yeah, you did.
And somebody said, well, things seem bigger in the dark. And then they made a bunch of sexual
Yeah,
innuendo jokes. And I
yeah,
wrote, that really doesn't happen on US television anymore.
right.
It and it bumps for me now
Oh,
as a Me Too sensitive person.
interesting.
It's I I I mean, I don't hate it. I get it. It's British, it's body, but I just think it's interesting that I don't think Colicchio could be like, "Oh, that's a nice zucchini." Like
Right.
I think it's British.
It is very British, and I love it. I love that it doesn't offend, and it's not meant to offend. It's not even meant to be sexual. It's just meant to be funny.
Hmm.
And we all have these parts. We all have these, we all have sex. We all go to the bathroom. We all do that. And the British are really good at just being chill about it and being able to
Hmm.
make a joke, and it's not offending anybody. And so I love it. I love that they can do that.
Yeah, I just wrote, I'm not sure how I feel about it. So I'm
Yeah.
not offended, but it was just an observation that they don't do that on US television
Yeah.
anymore.
Absolutely.
And then Shenyu did vegetables, and I wrote, WTF. But at the very, very end of the whole show, when they say, this is where this person is now, Shen Yu is like, everything I made was a fruit, you idiots. Like
Right.
she came out swinging at, I guess she was getting a lot of hate online, or not hate, but, people online saying, you made a zucchini, a courgette. And it's
Right.
not, that's not a
A
fruit,
vegetable.
but she won, right? I think she
For
won.
for fruit bowl,
I didn't write down all the winners.
I thought I did. I'm looking right now. Shen Yu. Huh.
Alon
I don't know. I
made,
didn't write down who
instead
won.
of a bowl, Alon made like strips, and it was weird. And I
Oh,
wrote, "What have you done, Alon? He's so weird." Like
that was
what
that
you
was
said.
really weird. He did
Yeah.
the challenge was to make a bowl of fruit, and it had to be, they wanted it to be realistic fruit and have that be the star. And he did this weird bowl with like 3 foot long
Skis.
arcs. Yeah, almost like skis that are
Yeah.
arced in this very strange construction that wasn't well made, and then a tiny little bowl with tiny little fruit on that. And
It was
so
very
yeah, it just
strange. And they
just did
called
not
him
work.
out again for
Yeah.
like, what are you doing here? So then we went to episode 4, Raku Naked Vases.
Naked Raku. Yeah.
Naked Raku.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now I want to go for that for dinner tonight.
Oh yeah. But you got to cook it yourself.
Yeah, that's
It's
okay.
weird. Yeah, so Raku firing is I think a Japanese style.
Mhm.
Forgive me if I'm incorrect about that, but I'm pretty sure it's Japanese style, and it's
You can call him at 213.
and you fire your piece outdoors in in a very, very, very hot kiln, and then you take it out and you put it into combustible materials. They could be hair or wood chips or whatever you want, and because of the extraordinarily high heat, it creates these really delicate, um, often beautiful patterns on the pottery.
You explained that so beautifully, and you were clearly a fan. And I wrote, I think these vases are ugly and unpleasant.
So I thought that rewatching this season, I actually thought that the Raku episode of this season, because they do it almost every season, I think, was less successful than others. Sometimes they come out and they have these just beautiful effects on them. These I thought were not as successful.
They all look accidental.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
And I think that's part of the aesthetic, is that it is kind of accidental and you get what you get. But yeah, I wasn't impressed as much this time as I had been in other episodes.
Okay. Lol alert. Peter, who, to remind everybody, is the older gentleman. He's about 70 years old. They had a mini challenge where they had to make china bone daisies.
Bone china, but yeah.
Bone china daisies. And he said, it's like trying to manipulate butter with sausages. And he held up his hands.
Yeah, because
he's got these little fat fingers.
Yeah.
And I loved that quote. So.
Yeah, very funny. Yeah, I love him.
And then here goes Alon.
Yeah.
I wrote, I don't think they're beautiful. I think it's because I think people think they're beautiful, these Raku vases, because of the work that goes in and how they're made. That process is so interesting. It makes people say they're beautiful. I disagree. And then particularly Alon's bathing technique, which ended up looking like diarrhea to me.
Yeah, so he used this like yeast that he made from home or got from home. I can't quite remember, but like it was with everything with Alon, it is he has to do something completely wacky, completely different, and something he's never ever done before.
We all know that's a mistake on these
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you? Ugh.
Yeah. So anyway, but
So I was not a fan of this episode.
Yeah.
And then Siobhan said, we're not going to send anyone home due to the weirdness of the week.
Why? Yes.
What was the weirdness?
So you probably fast forwarded through that. So
no.
they had to shut down because of COVID. They had to shut down
Oh,
for 7 days or whatever, and everybody had to quarantine. They didn't tell us why, but that's why they said, you know what, this week is kind of a wash because of that. So
okay.
they didn't feel right sending anybody home due
Gotcha.
to that.
Gotcha. And I really started to get annoyed with Siobhan and
Mm,
her over the top antics.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
well, that is going to build, but
okay. Well, we can talk about Siobhan for sure. Do you want to talk about her now or later?
no, I want to wait because
You want to build it?
yeah,
Okay.
but
All right.
I did write that I started fast forwarding those cutesy bits where she had like a fruit basket
Mm-hmm.
on her head and she
Yeah.
was doing a character in the beginning, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
fast forward. Episode 5, Music Legends.
Yes. So
And
this is where they had to sculpt a bust,
yes,
um, probably about 3 feet high, maybe two
he,
feet, two and
ladies
a
and
half feet.
gentlemen, he's showing us on a
Well,
podcast.
I'm showing me. I'm trying to measure. But so they got to do Tom Jones, Dolly Parton, Shirley Bassey, Ed
Bruce
Sheeran,
Springsteen.
and Bruce Springsteen. I think I got them all. Um,
Well,
yeah.
I thought it seemed like an unfair challenge.
Why?
They are potters. They
Yeah.
throw pottery. And
Well,
this was sculpting. This was an entirely different skill set.
it is still part of pottery, though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
I
hand
said it's
building.
like asking Top Chef contestants to fish, which we always get annoyed at. Remember,
N-
they put them out on the
Yeah,
boat and then
yeah.
you whatever you catch, that's what you cook. And if you don't catch anything, you're screwed. And that's
No,
not fair.
I think that okay. I think your analogy is incorrect. I think that would be like asking the potters to go mine the clay, and then that's the clay they get to use,
Okay.
right?
Well,
But
they
this,
do challenges on Top Chef that we're like,
yeah.
this does not feel like cooking. And that's how I
See,
felt.
I feel like this is more akin to asking Top Chef chefs to bake. Like it's still in the
Mm,
area. This is just a different kind of pottery. There's throwing, there's slab building, and then there's hand building.
mhm.
And again, not an expert. There's
Right.
probably other stuff, um, but this is just a different form of it,
Mhm.
of hand building. And I don't know. I thought some of these were very successful, and some of them were really, really not successful.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh, and Adam, and we haven't mentioned Hannah, but she has big, beautiful curly brown hair. They
Hmm.
could be siblings. Did you see them standing next to each other? They really looked alike.
Huh. I guess they both had the blue eyes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Um, and Sal started crying and asking them to stop filming at one point. And I wondered, were other seasons so teary, or do you
So
think the pandemic was making everybody a little emotional?
I'm sure that's I'm sure that's true. Um, the other reason why I had second thoughts about this season is because the next season, season 5, is very emotional in many places, and so it's not uncommon. But I think this is the first time that we've really seen that.
Hmm.
Um, but
I mean, it breaks your
yeah,
heart because Sal's so lovely, and she's
yeah,
like, I just can't stop filming. And she doesn't do it like a housewife.
no.
She's very kind and respectful, but it
But
was sad.
that's when she was having difficulty in the spot test, right?
Oh,
When she was making the trumpet or something.
I don't remember.
When she's like, I'm done. I can't do this, right?
I mean, they have her like in an interview outside the building, in a one-on-one
Yeah.
interview, and she asked them to stop filming her.
Yeah,
So
I
she wasn't
think
even working on a piece.
I'm pretty sure that that's because this is the episode where the spot test was uh building a miniature musical instrument, and she
Hmm.
got one that was very difficult. Um and she basically gave up.
Mm.
And I think that's when that happened. So yeah, she was frustrated.
Well,
Uh,
these busts, some of them look busted, some of them
yeah.
actually busted. There were
Yeah.
ears missing, and it was not their best work.
It was not a good showing. Although I thought Alon did really well with Bruce Springsteen, and he ended up getting Potter of the Week.
Oh.
I thought the hair looked
Hmm.
great, and
Yeah.
also
Oh, I remember the
Jody
hair.
Jody's I can't remember if it was Sal's Shirley Bassey, where she did the hair
Mm-hmm.
in like those thin strips.
Yeah.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of
I
the
mean, no
others were
one is
pretty
doubting
fail.
their talent,
Yeah.
even if they have a fail.
Yeah.
And then we did episode 6, Terracotta. And I wrote for the first time, and here's my Jiminy Glick moment of the week. Why is it called throwing?
You know, I don't actually know. I'm sure we could look it up real quick. I could simply be because you throw the clay down initially
Uh huh.
on the pot. Um, but that's what I always thought. Um,
Well,
oh
while you
no,
look,
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So it refers to,
wait, can you say that
yep.
again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nope.
Ah,
It's called throwing pottery. It refers to the twisting and shaping action on the spinning wheel. It's from an old English word. So it's not from throwing it down onto the
okay.
wheel. So that's, yeah.
Okay. Here's where I started really getting on Team Adam and
Mm,
getting mad. I
hmm
wrote, I like Adam's Freeze the best. I always love his stuff, and I feel like he is not getting recognized.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You said you liked Adam's what?
Freeze, Frieze, the best is what I wrote.
Oh, is this on the
It was
terracotta or is this the tiles?
the I guess it might have been the
Yeah.
the throwdown challenge or whatever.
Yeah. So the secondary challenge
Oh,
was you got like 6 tiles of clay and you had to basically make like an
like a
image of your
picture
life.
with, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so there were 6 individual tiles, but they should all be together. Yeah, I totally agree that
yeah, you do.
his was amazing. It was like him and his not husband, I think it's fiance. And they're on a boat on the sea, and then there's also like this giant like hot air balloon. It was gorgeous.
Hmm.
And yeah, he got robbed on that.
He got
Totally
robbed.
robbed.
Yep. And here's where the hate comes out.
Okay.
I wrote, I officially hate McSweeney with
Mm.
all her loves, lovies, and swallow my barf. Good girls. I know that's cultural, but it's gross and it's patronizing, and I hate her.
Mm.
That's what I wrote.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, so yeah, she is not my favorite.
Oh.
And again, this is why I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have picked one of her seasons. So the first 3 seasons are different people. I think the first 2 seasons are this one woman she's lovely and wonderful and funny, and then the third season again another woman who I don't know why they replaced them. I don't know if it's
Hmm.
the show replacing them or them leaving, but again, third season, wonderful host, not that funny, but lovely. And then Siobhan comes on, and at first I liked her, and I also began to really get annoyed by her. To me, she has a very condescending
Hmm.
quality about her.
I chose the word patronizing, but those are
Yeah, yeah, those are neighbors.
twins. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think maybe part of it is her upper class accent. I mean, I'm thinking it is as an American who am I to say, but she definitely has that looking down her nose
Hmm.
quality, and in fact, often she is actually looking down her nose. Um, and I started getting very annoyed with her. Um, interestingly, in season 5, she breaks her leg
I saw this.
and she is replaced by a woman named Ellie,
Hmm.
who, if you watched, I think season 2 of Ted Lasso,
Mm.
she plays Hannah Waddingham's
Hmm.
friend Sassy,
Okay. Oh, I remember that name.
right?
Hmm.
She's fantastic.
Oh, cool.
She is charming,
Do we think she
funny.
showgirlsed and broke Siobhan's leg? That's
Yes, I do.
that's what I'm going with.
Yes,
And
I
I
do.
think I looked it up. That actually happened.
So she replaces Siobhan in that season. And I was thinking, oh, thank God they got somebody who's a perfect fit. Bye bye, Siobhan. Siobhan comes back for the last like 2 episodes of the season, which is
Mm.
so strange because she doesn't know any of the people. There's no
Right.
connection with her and the audience. It's so strange. And then season 6, she's back. And I thought, oh, please replace her.
Right.
But she's back, and I don't. I, I, I'm sure she's a lovely person,
Oh, of course.
but
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
care
Well,
for
I'm
her.
glad we agree. And episode 6,
Yeah,
Terracotta,
yeah.
was so, uh, to me, this one felt important because every single contestant's pieces broke. None of them successfully
Mm.
made a casserole dish with a top
Oh,
and
that's
whatever they
true.
were supposed
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
Everyone broke. So therefore, I think the challenge was ill-conceived and untenable.
Mm.
If if all of these really talented people can't get it together,
Right.
I hope they revisit a challenge like that and tweak it so that they have more time or more resources or whatever they need
Yeah.
so that it's not all about, well, this broke. And when they were all breaking, I wrote, now it's starting to feel like a Christopher Guest movie.
That's funny. Yeah, there is a little quality of those kinds of characters and setting in this series, as you know, as a whole.
Yep,
Um, like this odd little quirky world that we're in.
right.
Yeah,
Especially because they're bubbled up. So, it's,
yeah.
um,
I wonder if maybe that was an instance where did Rose mess up and they all broke because of something the technician did. But yeah, I don't think that's the case. But
yeah.
yeah. So
So that terracotta one I found really interesting because
mhm.
they were all working with a different clay. It was out of their
Yeah,
element. They all failed because they all broke. And
yeah,
I thought that was like a gripping
yeah,
episode.
yeah, yeah.
Um, then they did animal water features,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't have a ton to say about this one.
The only thing I would want to say about this one is um, that I thought Adam's octopus was amazing.
Oh, yes, I
Remember he
remember
made that
that. Mhm.
octopus. Peter also made an octopus, which was great, but not I thought not as
Let me
successful.
ask you something. Did Adam win for his octopus?
No, he didn't.
No. No,
But
he did not.
this is one I didn't necessarily think he was robbed because Jody won. She made this wolf sculpture
Mm,
that really looked like a wolf, and it was like howling at the moon, and the water shot up out of its mouth.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I could have seen Adam winning,
Yeah.
but it was a toss up. I think he came in second, but um,
And then we moved on to Acoma pots, Acoma,
yeah,
Acoma.
Acoma,
Um,
a Native American style
yeah.
of
And I
pottery.
wrote, did they just say dung fired seed
They
pots?
did, they
Yeah.
did. So
So they're using dung in there.
they're used dried cow dung, I
Yeah.
believe, and I guess that is how the Native Americans would make these pots. They would use
Wow.
the dried cow dung and throw it in
Oh,
the
that
fire.
reminds
And
me. Now I know what I want to make for dinner. Okay, go ahead.
okay, good. um, yeah. I thought so. Now this one I thought again was interesting because again, Alon did not adhere to the brief, as they say.
Hmm.
He made it, they were supposed to really honor the Acoma tradition,
Hmm.
and he went modern and made
Mm.
this sort of square, not square, but like angular origami type pot.
Yes,
And I thought that was, I mean, I appreciate him saying, I want to make it like how I want to make it and represent me, but it was really about, you know, doing, and that's why I thought Adam was robbed here again, because
that's what I wrote.
he did it exactly in the tradition, right?
Yes,
He did it the way they do it, and it was very successful. It was beautiful, and I thought he got robbed.
I wrote that too.
Yeah,
Now, Rich the judge that we love
yeah,
calls everything bang on,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it loses all its meaning the same way with Keith crying. Because if you have heard him say, this is bang on, this is bang on, this is bang on, and then you take your piece up,
yeah. But why can't they all be bang on? Why can't they all be incredible?
I just, I wish they gave him other words.
I think you're a bad person.
I'm going to send him a thesaurus. That's what I'm going to do. Then they did sinks.
Sinks. The pedestal sinks. Yeah.
And I wrote, okay, this whole show is going to pot. Chamber pot. Blah, ha, 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 ha. Jer, are you folks? That's it. That's a wrap on the episode.
Folks, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to hear that terrible, terrible joke. Um, it was,
Well,
yeah.
again, how are they expected to know how to make a sink work?
Yeah, I mean, I I don't know how much research they get to do, but my guess is they are given instructions on
Yeah.
those technical things,
Yeah.
um, in terms of how big to make the holes for the faucets and the drain. And I'm sure that there is some prep work
Yeah.
done because they all pretty much succeed. I mean,
Right.
there's
There are a
leaks
couple
because some
drips.
things
Yeah.
crack and whatever, but all the
Right.
plumbing generally works.
I wrote,
Um,
I don't remember what it was, but I wrote, Hannah's sink is a disaster. It feels weird for weird's sake. It's the Big Lebowski of sinks.
ha,
Oh, come at me, everyone.
for those of you who haven't listened to the Big Lebowski episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hannah's is weird. She makes this sink that is like, it's like a sculpture of a lady, but it almost looks like giant labia. Like, right? It's like, and that's like what goes on the wall, like the pedestal part of the sink.
Uh-huh.
It's very strange and it doesn't work. It cracks
Yeah.
everywhere. She ends up going home for it,
Yeah.
which was,
Rightly so.
yeah. Um, I thought, uh, and then Peter made luggage.
I loved it.
It was great.
And I thought he should have won,
Oh, I
but
disagree.
Adam won. But I
Adam won
preferred the
finally.
suitcases.
The
He
suitcases were
stacked
great.
one suitcase tall, like the pedestal of the sink, and then another suitcase horizontal on top.
Hmm.
So it was like the basin of the sink. Oh, I
And
thought
he
it was so
had
creative and
it
cool,
was it was very
detailed.
detailed. He had stitching. He had the luggage handle, like the worn leather luggage handle. It was really beautiful. But Adams was this gorgeous mermaid with individually painted scales,
That's right.
and I thought that was stunning.
Okay.
And
Well, he
and
finally
he
won.
finally won Potter of the Week.
And
Yep.
then
Now we're
now
in the
we're at the
final.
finale
Yeah.
where they had to do a 1920s party set, meaning like a punch bowl with cups and
Yeah. Art
the
Deco.
ladle and 1920s. Oh, I didn't write
Yeah.
deco. But yes. And the whole time I wrote, it has to be Adam. Adam's amazing. It has to be Adam. Jody's looks sloppy. Peter's was a better concept, but in execution, I thought he
He
lacked.
failed. Yeah.
So it has to be Adam. It has to be Adam. I was obsessed.
Yeah.
Jody won, people.
Jody won. I will say this on this rewatch, I agree that Jody should have won this challenge because Adams. So the challenge was to make this party set. You had to have the punch bowl and 6 cups that hang on the side of the punch bowl, a ladle, and you had to have 2 beakers, I think they call them, but basically, where you
Like
keep the liquor
carafes. Right.
carafes. Yeah, maybe it's the carafes that pour. And Adams were really badly done. He made these almost diamond shaped
La
carafes,
la 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 la. I can't hear you. I loved
and
him.
and they were very thin at the bottom so that they were very top heavy,
Yeah.
and they would probably fall over. They would be very difficult to not fall over. And when you tried to pour them, they just sloshed right out. It was
Mhm.
not a good pour. And Jody's had beautiful stoppers with that feather, that curved feather on top of the stopper, and they poured beautifully. And everything was really, really well done in her set. So I
I
do,
thought it was
yeah.
sloppy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you know what? It's funny. Some of the paint was sloppy, but she said, I don't know if you heard that part. She said that the originator of this style, Clara Cliffers or something like that, Clara Scliff, maybe. Anyway, sorry if I'm getting that name wrong. But that was her style. Like, so
Mhm.
it was a little wishy-washy, I think is what Jody said in terms of the colors and the paint.
It's so hard to catch those details and fast forward. Okay. No, I only fast forwarded the beginning monologues and when the two of them would stand over a table and
Yeah.
talk, the
Hmm.
judges.
Yeah.
And then at times I would speed a little bit when I was like, I get it. You're all in the process and I want to get to the presentation of the final thing.
Okay.
But
So
a
I
little,
mean, yeah. Okay.
a
So you
little.
missed a lot of the good stuff.
These are, I shouldn't have admitted to it because you didn't know. These
Oh, I
are
knew.
like 50-minute episodes. So
Yeah.
they're,
Oh,
it's a lot.
yeah.
And then Jody won. I liked Jody. I thought
Yeah.
she was, I liked everyone
Yeah.
except the Y word.
Mm.
And then I wrote, wait, what's the prize? Did I miss it?
No, the prize is you get that trophy and some flowers and the title. There's no
Wow.
money. Hey, it's Britain. It's like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
maybe
the love
not
of the game.
money, but a chance to put your pieces in a well-renowned gallery
Yeah, I
or
don't
a
believe so.
commission for a wow,
Yeah,
nothing.
I don't think so.
That
Yeah.
settles it. I'm not going to apply.
Hmm.
I was so close.
Yeah. Yeah. You really, your artistic skill really could lend itself to any kind of endeavor, artistically speaking.
Yeah. I can't draw a straight line, and everyone knows it.
True.
Okay.
True.
Did I miss any points that you wanted to make about your show and your love of this show?
Well, I mean, the last thing I think I'll say is like, it's, it's just such a lovely, warm, homey, safe, comforting place to be. And the
And
same is
so
true.
are you.
And so are you. And the same is true with Bake Off. But there's just something down to the music that they use, which is like early 80s Brit rock
Mm,
kind of stuff. It was a little more rockabilly Brit rock in the first couple seasons, but there's just, I just want to go and hang out with them and be there. Um, and I love it. And it has inspired me to, um, you know, try more pottery. And I love that.
that's great.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I love that you are on my podcast. Thank you
I
for
love it
being
too.
here. And I love that you are all listening. And I love that I can tell you that Make Me a Nerd is a production of True Story FM, engineering by the peerless Pete Wright. I have a theme song, Wonderstruck by Jane and the Boy. You can reach me on social media at Mandy_Kaplan_Klavens. Hey, weird. That's your last name. On Instagram or on TikTok at Mandy Miscast. I love getting to do this with you, Jer, and hopefully I'll talk to you again in 6 more months to a year when you come back.
Yeah, it was nice to get to spend some time with you.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
What's for dinner?